So, what's the real difference between a job you just do and a job you absolutely love? It's a question I think most of us ask ourselves at some point. Today, we're going to break down the key ingredients for finding real fulfillment in your work, and we'll use the teaching profession as our main example to see how a career can really become a true calling. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, we need to talk about a feeling that's pretty universal, that sense that our work life could be, well, more. So many people feel this gap between what they do to make a living and what actually makes them feel alive. So let's start with a really basic question. Just take a second and think about your own career. Is it really just about the money that hits your bank account, or is there something deeper you're looking for? Now, for a lot of us, this is the reality, right? A job is a necessary part of life. It's the thing we do to pay the bills, to get that financial stability. And hey, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what if? What if there was a way to weave more purpose and real joy into our work? This brings us to a really powerful way of thinking about fulfillment. It's all about understanding three key concepts: your profession, your hobby, and your talent. Once you see how these three things connect, it can totally change how you look at your career. All right, let's break these down real quick. First up, your profession. Think of this as the foundation. It's the work you do regularly based on your skills and education to provide for yourself. It's the what you do to pay the bills. Then you've got your hobby. This is the fun stuff. It's what you do just for the pure enjoyment of it, no strings attached. It's totally optional, it's for pleasure, and it's an amazing way to de-stress. This is what you love. And finally, there's your talent. This is your superpower. It's that thing you're just naturally good at. Sure, you can get better with practice, but at its core, it's just part of who you are. This is what comes easy. And here is where it all clicks into place. This table lays out the differences perfectly. See how a profession is mandatory for survival? A hobby is totally optional, it's for fun. And a talent, that's natural, it's just in you. The real secret, the big question, is how do we get these three separate things to intersect? Because this is where the magic happens. The ultimate goal is to find that sweet spot, that amazing place where what you do for a living, what you love to do in your free time, and what you're naturally good at all come together. When you find that, you found the key to real satisfaction. So what does this look like in the real world? It's a nice idea, but let's take this theory and apply it to a powerful real-world example. We're going to dive into the teaching profession to see how this whole trifecta can transform a job into a true mission. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Great teaching isn't just about showing up and reading from a textbook. It's a mission. It needs the professional skills, sure, but it has to be fueled by passion, that's the hobby part, and taken to the next level by talent. And when those elements do combine, the teacher transforms. They become something more than just an employee. When their professional duties merge with a genuine passion for sharing knowledge and a natural talent for connecting with people, they become what we could call a creative teacher. They're not just instructors anymore, they're architects of understanding. So what does a creative teacher actually do? Well, they have three core traits. First, they inspire. They don't just dump facts, they spark curiosity and make students want to learn. Second, they strive for excellence, always looking for new and creative ways to make ideas stick. And third, they build critical thinking, teaching students not just what to think, but how to think for themselves. Okay, so we know the goal, but how do you actually get there? Let's get practical and talk about some actionable strategies. Think of this as the blueprint for growth, and honestly, it applies to any professional who wants to find that sweet spot. The first, most important thing to remember is that this is not a one-and-done deal. It's a continuous journey. It's this ongoing process of learning, practicing, and refining who you are and what you do. It never really stops. It all starts with personal development, fueling that inner fire. This isn't just about being better at your job. It's about connecting with why you do it. It means really digging deep to find what excites you. Maybe that means reading up on the latest trends, or training to get even better at a talent you already have, like public speaking. And that personal drive has to be paired with professional growth. You gotta keep your tools sharp. This is where the practical steps come in. Attend training courses, learn from colleagues who are amazing at what they do, jump into new projects, and of course, master your time so you can actually fit all this growth in. So after all this work, this blending of profession, hobby, and talent, how do you even know if it's working? What does success really look like? Let's talk about the payoff. The impact, especially for a teacher, is just immense. A great teacher doesn't just shape their students, they end up shaping future doctors, engineers, artists, you name it. Their influence just ripples out across all of society. And on a more day-to-day level, the real reward is seeing the effect on the students. It's not just about test scores. Are they engaged? Are they more confident? Are they hitting their goals? That's the real feedback that tells you the mission has succeeded. And that brings us to our final thought. We've used teaching as our big example here, but this idea applies to every single one of us. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Look past your job title, look beyond your daily tasks. What is the mission that connects your profession, your passion, and your talent?